All right, so we are off to work on the SB1174 to get it ready to run on the tractor. Picked these up from Deere today. They were included in the purchase. Unfortunately, they are just missing. And so the Deere dealer got these today, and now we're ready to put them on the tractor. So we're going to do, or on the blower. So what we're going to do first is, that's what we'll put on first. I'm using the 1445 here as a little bit of a office. And then also at the same time, I got the hydraulic chute deflector kit. So we've got everything we need. I've already pulled out the instructions and stuff. Got our hoses, got our cylinder, got our brackets. So we'll go through all that. And then at the same time, we've got to measure the drive shaft to make sure it is okay. And then also we have to fix one little small problem that looks like I have, and that is the quick hitch isn't sitting quite right. So I've got to get in there and do some adjustments. Based on the appearance so far, it looks like either, I want to say, because if you look, let me show you first, that clip over there is perfectly fine. This is well seated, if you can see in there, it's seated at the bottom, and then this one is not seated. So tells me that I've got an adjustment somewhere. I don't know how much adjustment is in this setup right here. I do know that it's very tight. I've had when I've gone to hook up stuff in the past, I've had some issues just because of all the new paint and everything. The machine's just not broken in yet. So what I'm going to do, I've actually got a time-lapse camera set up that'll catch a lot of this that I can just narrate over, taking pictures every 10 seconds. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work on this first, and since I don't exactly know what I need to do here, I'm just going to shut the camera off and get this quick hitch adjusted. And then after I get the quick hitch adjusted, we can put the skid shoes on and proceed from there. So off we go. All right, well, I have the skid plates on. That was actually really simple. Just 2 bolts. That shouldn't, I don't think I would need to explain it too much. But I am having some trouble with the quick hitch here. I have actually gone in and changed out all the bushings just to make sure the bushings were right. I've changed out the top bushing. I have adjusted this hook right here. And for some reason, it just will not sit down in, that hook right there. I don't really know what's wrong, but I have it all leveled. I mean, it is secure in there because it's got that one over there clipped. So what I probably need to do is, actually, I don't know what I need to do. It's just going to take me some time to figure out. But for sake of a video and sake of my driveway, I'm going to use it like this. Not something I would necessarily advise, but it is what it is. Like I said, not something I would recommend. The next thing I'm going to do is I got to get the drive shaft hooked up. And after I get the drive shaft hooked up, in fact, I have never taken the plastic off the PTO. So I'll have to do that. I did turn the PTO on the other day right after I bought the blower to see if it worked. Up until that point, I had never turned the PTO on. All the lights came on and everything seemed to be just fine. So I don't think I'm going to get the chute on tonight. The hydraulic part of the chute on. That's probably for another night, just because it's like 11 o'clock and I'm tired. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and I'm going to hook up the spout rotation get the drive line inspected, make sure it's the correct length, etc. And then grease everything. There's a whole bunch of grease zerks on this thing. There's a couple here, got to grease the chain, things like that. It does spin free. I did check that out. So it does spin free. I got all that done the other night. So now it's just down to doing what I need to do so I can get it to run, so I can actually blow a little bit of snow. So let me get this drive shaft hooked up, get it measured, and if I need to cut it out, cut it. We'll do a video. I know there's several videos out there, so I might not need to do that. So here we go. All right, so there she is. Inspected the drive shaft. The drive shaft is fine. I've got about two and a half inches to spare. Still did not get the quick hitch figured out. And I got it leveled up. I've got chain lube on it. I inspected all the grease zerks. Can't think of anything else that I need to do. Maybe, wonder if, I'll need to figure out a way to check that gear oil. So actually I probably need to do that before I get too far ahead here. I assume it's just that plug right there. So I'll probably do that. Got the hydraulic rotation hooked up. Since it's almost 11 o'clock at night and I'm tired after a long week, today is Friday the 22nd, February 22nd. I think I'm gonna wait and install the deflector tomorrow. And what I'm gonna do tonight is I'm just gonna go ahead and take this bad boy out and see how it runs. And then I can get the deflector done tomorrow. Not a big deal. It's just a matter of mounting the deflector. It's gonna require a little bit of time. You basically center it up, center the pivot here, or the bracket here. You have to drill 4 holes, and then you put the cylinder on the bracket, and then you basically mount the other bracket down here based on the closed cylinder, and then you change out these knobs right here. But I think for tonight, I'm just gonna go try it out, and I've got the skid plates set up to give me about a 1/2 inch of clearance. We'll see how long that lasts, or if I need to move them up or down. I won't need to move them to where there's less clearance. I probably will have to move them to where there's more clearance, but we've got enough ice on the driveway right now that I'm not too concerned about picking up any rocks or anything. So yeah, here we go. Next part of the video, I'll check on a couple things here, and the next part of the video will be blowing, hopefully. All right, just to show you that I have never used the PTO on this machine, there are the PTO hours, 0.0. I did turn it on the other day, briefly, just to make sure it came on, because I had never even thought about turning it on. But let's go see if we can blow some snow. All right, so rotation is pretty quick. In fact, I'm almost thinking I might need to get a restrictor. I'll have to explore that. But since the wind is inconveniently coming out of the east, we're just going to back down the driveway. If I get the pedal right here, we're going to back down the driveway and blow some snow to the west. Not ideal, but that's what we're going to do. All right, got it lowered down. Let's see if it comes on. Okay, well, there's the first step. PTO is on. It's running at 196 revolutions per minute. Let's bring it up to speed here. 540. Let's see if we can, let me adjust my, I don't want to spray it towards the house. That's just nice. Help if I could drive in a straight line backwards. That moves you into the windshield washer or windshield wiper path. So that should help a little bit. I gotta get out of my jacket here. To be perfectly honest, I've never run the 4066 this hard, and so it's not used to. It's kind of hot in here. All right, so here we go again. going to do is I'm going to turn around here. Cut it from the other side to see how I like that, just from vision wise. her up a little bit. About 1,000 RPM drop, I mean 100 RPM drop. I'd say that worked pretty hard. That's why I went with the 74-inch blower over 84. Of course, I really need to learn to drive in a straight line. A 74-inch blower, I've only got about 2 inches of clearance on each side at most. So I mean, that's certainly a challenge, but at the same time, you know, last thing you want to do when you're moving snow is run out of horsepower. like it. This thing will definitely eat some snow. At the same time, I am very glad that I opted for the 74-inch blower over the 84, because I stuck this thing into a couple piles of snow. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear it in the video, but overall, it works the 4066 pretty good. You're using all 52 horsepower. You know, so that is, I suppose, I mean, you could use an 84, but I think I'm happy with the 74. Really happy with its performance. Cleaned up the driveway nice. You know, blows snow a long ways. I'll get out here tomorrow. In fact, I'm just looking at it. It doesn't even look like it's done anything. I did bend the slow moving vehicle sign. I'll probably take that off because I don't go on the road with it. And it realistically, it doesn't do much other than bend when you push it into a pile of snow. The quick hitch eventually fixed itself. Just needed to get seated in there nice and tight. So it's seated in there, a little bit broke in. I need to get a couple more bushings because I used the bushings off of the box blade. So I'll get a couple more bushings tomorrow. Other than that, I got to get the hydraulic kit on, the deflector kit. I'll do that sometime here in the next 24 hours or so. That way we can have a hydraulic deflector kit, because that would be nice when, particularly on Sunday, the 24th, February 24th, we're supposed to get some 35-mile-an-hour winds. So I'm sure there's going to be lots of snow for this thing to move. At the same time, since we're going to have such big wind, I'm guessing that I'm not going to want to throw snow straight up in the air. So definitely need to get that done. Overall, just really like this combination. Ultimately, I think I'd like a front mount blower, simply because even though I worked on it, I worked on the driveway for about an hour. My neck definitely hurts. So, I mean, that's definitely a negative to rear blowers. But really like it. Happy with it. You know, maybe I'll get there is a company that offers a 540 PTO and a front 3-point hitch. If it's compatible with a loader, that might be a ideal option. That'd be pretty crazy. Deere offers 1,000 PTO, front PTO. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I think since it's a little warmer, I'm actually going to go ahead, and the tractor's warm. Actually, the tractor's hot. I'm going to go ahead and drop the oil out and change the oil. So, actually, I might do that tomorrow because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, I think. What time is it? It's 12:30. So anyway, I'll do that tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight. So, thanks for watching.